Today, we are going to go on a full in-depth tour of Buford, Georgia. Hi, I'm Sarah Maslowski with KeyPoint Homes Group, a local real estate agent right here in the North Metro Atlanta area. And today I'm showing you all of my favorite spots here in Buford. We're going to see what neighborhoods look like, where people live, and why people want to live here. And I'm going to give you a hint. It has to do with the thing that is right behind me, and that is Buford City Schools. So come along with me today while we tour Buford, Georgia. One of the things that adds to the charm of downtown Buford is the train tracks. And this can also be a big detractor or something that you have to get used to, because you are going to have a lot of neighborhoods that are going to be very close to the train, and it's going to make train noises and kind of disrupt the flow of downtown. You can see that the train is stopped behind me, and this causes the main street here in Buford to get really backed up with traffic whenever you are waiting for the train to go through town, because a lot of times where you need to go is just across the train tracks. So that's something that you just need to kind of keep in mind if you're going to live in the heart of downtown Buford. Okay, so even though downtown Buford is not huge, it's very, very quaint, really just this one drag here on Main Street in downtown Buford. It does have quite a few really great restaurants here in downtown, and we're gonna go into one of my favorites, which is Tawny Thai. So let's go check this out. One of the things that you also need to know about Buford is that there is a ton of chain restaurants over near the Mall of Georgia area. So here in downtown Buford, here at Tawny Thai, really great locally owned restaurants that are so good, but there's not a ton of really great local restaurants, I would say, here in Buford. You have a little bit of diversity when it comes to food. So sushi, Asian, some Indian restaurants, here at a Thai restaurant, but you're not going to get as much diversity in food as, let's say, you would over in the Alpharetta area. So even though you have all of those chain restaurants, which are good, admittedly, I really love coming here to the locally owned restaurants. And one of my favorite taco spots is right here in Buford, located in a gas station, also locally owned. Some of the best Mexican food that you'll find is going to be here in this area. So we've got lots of little cute restaurants and shops down here in downtown Buford. There is Buford Station Creamery, which is a new ice cream shop that opened up here in downtown. There's also a really great deli called Main Street Deli. You've got a pizza place, a wine bar, a fantastic steakhouse called Bare Bones, and a new upscale Mexican restaurant as well. Again, you're not going to have a whole lot to see here in downtown Buford. It's very small. Oftentimes, one of the things that I hear from clients that come visit, they're like, oh, downtown Buford is small, right? And I'm like, yeah, this is pretty much it. However, the town of Buford is really big. So we're going to go check out some more spots here in Buford that you need to know about. All right, so a hidden little gem here in downtown Buford that not a whole lot of people know about is this cute little coffee shop called Chin Chin Coffee Roasters. It's so good. It's just off of the street behind Main Street. And let me show you how cute this coffee shop is. So we just noticed that there's actually a brewery opening up. Not open quite yet. We'll have to do some more research to find out when that's going to open, but what a nice addition for Buford. So Buford is located in Gwinnett County, way up there in the northern part of the county, and there's a small sliver of Buford that is located in Hall County. This is a great area that attracts a lot of families and a lot of people kind of looking to be close to everything, but yet still have a little bit of that small town charm. One of the biggest attractors to Buford is actually Buford City Schools. And we're going to go drive you by the school because you just have to see it to believe it. And this is one of the big reasons why you have houses such as this one, where you have these great grand houses built right next to businesses, or you'll have a home that was built in the 20s or 30s and hasn't been renovated and is still with its original owner, and then you have kind of like a massive little mini mansion built next to it. And it's because so many people want their kids in this school district. So Buford City Schools is actually only one of 26 city school systems in the entire state of Georgia. I didn't realize this, but doing some research, it's actually against the state constitution in Georgia for cities to have their own school systems now. So obviously the remaining 26 are grandfathered in, but Buford City Schools is one of those, and it is consistently ranked as one of the very top school districts in the state. And you can see why whenever you see how much money they've put into the school system. All right, before we see Buford City Schools, I want to show you Buford Community Center. And this is somewhat of a little hub for the community where they have festivals and concerts out here on the lawn. Almost all the activities that they host are free, and so it's a great way for people to come and enjoy the community and come together. And it's just always fun to take part of their free events that they have. So while we are here waiting to turn, I want to point out this big logistics center behind me. And this is a huge warehouse facility that you're going to see a lot of these all over Buford and Hall County. And it's because this area has become very much a large shipping distribution center. So Amazon actually has many of their facilities. So does UPS. And in fact, I drive by the UPS center almost every single morning at 9 o'clock, and all of their trucks are leaving, and it's like this mass exodus of UPS trucks. So it is something I would say is a little bit of an eyesore, and yet it's brought a lot of jobs to the area. I wish they weren't there. I wish there was a more concentrated area that we were able to put these, but such is growth, right? So again, one of the main attractions of Buford for a ton of families is Buford City Schools. And we are driving right by Buford High School right now. And oftentimes when I get clients that come from out of town, they ask me, what is that college down the street? And I'm like, that's actually not a college. That is the local high school. So it costs the school system close to $90 million to build this high school. And one of the unique things about Buford City Schools is because it's so small, it's only an elementary school, a middle school, and a high school. And this is one of those school districts where families seek this out and they purposefully, try to find a home for sale here in the school district. And so because the geographic area is so small, Buford City is only about 4 square miles. There's not a ton of housing opportunities here in Buford City, which drives up the price of homes here. So the average price of a house in Buford City Schools at the time of filming this video was around $900,000. So obviously there's homes that are a little bit less than that, and there are plenty of options that are more than that as well. A lot of people with money move here to the area. So of the 51 houses that are currently for sale right now here in Buford City Schools, 42 of those are priced higher than $600,000. So that just gives you a little bit more insight into the prices of houses here. Interestingly, there are a lot of student athletes that come out of Buford High School. So if you are a big SEC or D1 sports fan, you'll hear oftentimes Buford High School being named as, some of the for some of the players that come out of here. It's one of the top ranked high schools in all of the country for high school sports. And it's consistently ranked as one of the top schools in the state of Georgia, just in general for academics. Now, speaking of athletics, they're building a $60 million football stadium. And as you can see, it's in the process of being completed right now. It is going to have a 3,400 square foot scoreboard. I oftentimes go into houses that are less than 3,400 square feet. So that was a little bit shocking. It's going to have its own Jumbotron and 12 different suites. So again, there is no shortage of money here with this school district. And people, a lot of families kind of wear their Buford City School pride very well. You'll see lots of wolves, Buford City Wolves. So you'll see lots of wolf paraphernalia, shirts, all that thing. A lot of pride for the city schools here. And it's almost like people wear it as a status symbol, I would say, kind of like how you wear like a Harvard sweatshirt. People are always in their Buford City School stuff. This is a really great neighborhood right off of the main street in downtown Buford called Old Town Estates. And this is a great example of, in any other town, this wouldn't be considered a desirable location because it is right on top of the train tracks. But when you're in Buford City Schools, families will gladly pay, you know, $700,000, $800,000, $900,000 to be in this neighborhood so that they can get their kids into Buford City Schools. So here is a good example of a more modest house in between some of these big, grander houses. So developers and builders have come in and they just buy up any lot that they can, bulldoze the original home, and put up a much more expensive house. And people that want their kids to go to Buford City Schools are very happy to pay that price. Everything that we have seen so far has been exclusively within the city limits of Buford, but Buford is actually much larger than that. So we are going to head over to one of the areas that Buford is most known for, and that is the Mall of Georgia. Now, you need to know, looking at a map, where Buford is located. It's kind of right in between or next to 985 and 85. So Buford City District is kind of like to the west of 985, and that is going to be exit 4 on 985. So you're going to see tons of lots of stuff here. We're going to take a tour of this area so that you can see what that looks like. And then just north of exit 4 is exit 8 off of 985. That is also considered Buford, and it's at the south end of Hall County, at the very, very tippy top of Gwinnett County. And that exit feels a little bland. So you've got public shopping center there, you've got a couple of fast food restaurants, you have a Cracker Barrel, which I do love a Cracker Barrel. And that is also the exit that will take you to Lake Lanier Islands, Margaritaville at Lake Lanier Islands. It's a big water park and resort there on the south end of Lake Lanier. So if you're wanting to access Lake Lanier, you're going to take exit 8 off of 985. When it comes to healthcare here in Buford, you're going to have a lot of outpatient centers and a lot of urgent care centers, like this one from Northeast Georgia Health System. But when it comes to hospitals, Buford actually doesn't have a hospital, but you have so many other that are so close by. You've got Northside in Lawrenceville, you've got Northeast Georgia Medical Center in Gainesville, and you also have their second location in Brazelton, and those are all very short drive away. That one in Lawrenceville is only 9 miles away from Buford. Now, I don't know about you, but anytime I have coffee, I want a sweet treat to go with it. So I'm going to take you to the cutest bakery locally owned here in Buford, called the Baking Grounds. Not only are they a bakery, but they also have breakfast and lunch, homemade bread. Let's go get a yummy treat. Okay. 95 small, 1 pound. That's a fun thing. If you are ever in need of a sweet treat, locally made gift, this is the best place to come for gifts because they are boxed really cute like this, very cute packaging. And I told you they make their own bread. You come in here and buy it, but they also serve their sandwiches on the same bread, and you get to pick from rosemary olive, honey wheat, 7 grain. Someone's very fancy. I not make bread to save that. For cookies. Absolutely. And then also a cannoli to go. Yes. Do you want a large or a small? Large. Okay, large, absolutely. Thank you. The great thing about filming these videos is I have to show you where all the great food is. And this place has the best cookies. We just took South Lee Street, which is a little cut through from Buford Highway over here to Mall of Georgia Boulevard. And as you can see, the traffic has already begun. This is one of those roads where you're not going to go anywhere fast at any time of the year, but especially during the holidays, it is constant bumper to bumper traffic for a good solid few miles. We are coming up on exit 4 of 985. And if you'll look at a map, you're going to notice that the Mall of Georgia area sits right in between 985 and 85. And if you are going to live in Buford, personally, I think this is a great benefit because let's just say that traffic is backed up on 985. You can get off of 85 and cut over on Buford Drive or Mall of Georgia Drive to get to where you need, and vice versa. So you kind of have like two ways to access 85 living here in Buford. However, you are going to be in a hub where this is kind of like the main shopping district or area for a lot of surrounding towns. So people from Gainesville, Flowery Branch, Brazelton, Decula, Swanee area, they're all going to come here to the area as their main point of shopping. So it's always going to be a lot of people, a lot of traffic, but you also have a lot of great options. We are coming up on, you can't really see it, but right behind me is a Walmart. And this is going to sound funny, but this is probably one of the best Walmarts that I've ever been in. It is very clean, very well organized. It's so well organized, I even stopped and asked the manager if it was a test store for like corporate Walmart to test out ideas, because it was just so well stocked and so organized. So anytime I need something from Walmart and I don't feel like dealing with the craziness of how other Walmarts can be, this is a great Walmart to go to. If you are ever car shopping, you're likely going to end up here on Mall of Georgia Boulevard because there is just about every single car dealership that you can think of on this stretch of road. And they also recently just opened up a Porsche dealership. Porsche, I don't know how you say it, but there is one that is now open. So if you're shopping for Porsche, this is your place. Now we are coming up on the actual Mall of Georgia area. Ladies, there is a Target and a Hobby Lobby and an Ulta and a Nordstrom Rack all in the same shopping center. It's one of my personal favorites to go to, just across the street from the Mall of Georgia. Now in the mall, it's probably like any other mall. Fun fact, it is the largest mall in Georgia, hence the name Mall of Georgia. And it has all of your normal stores, and I say normal, we're getting a Lululemon. It's supposed to open up soon. And you are, though, missing some stores like J. Crew, Anthropologie. So if those are the type of stores that you like to shop at, you are going to find those more so over in the Alpharetta area or closer into Atlanta. But for all of your normal stores like Macy's, Dillard's, Belk, Gap, those types of stores, you have that all here at the Mall of Georgia. Another big draw to this area is it is one of the only Costco's on this east side of Atlanta. And if you live in Gainesville, Flowery Branch, Brazelton, Decula, Lawrenceville, and you want to go to a Costco, you are driving here to this one. And let me tell you, it is always busy. You think you can beat the crowds by going like at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday morning? No, it's still just as busy as any other day of the week. But it is a great Costco, and it's right here next to a bunch of other great shopping and a lot of great restaurants here in this area as well. So as you pass the Mall of Georgia and you head towards the 85 exit for Buford, just across or right next to 85 here is another huge shopping center that has lots of fun things like a Topgolf, Andretti Sports Center, go-kart racing, a lot of great restaurants, apartments. There's a pickleball social club there. So a lot of fun things to do. Now, technically, this development is in Lawrenceville. And one of the things that you are going to find when you're moving here, you're driving around, you're exploring the area, is that all of these towns just kind of bleed into one another. And so if you wouldn't know it, you would think that this is still Buford. But and in my mind, I call this Buford, but technically these are Lawrenceville addresses. Another thing that I feel is technically still Buford, but technically Lawrenceville is the Gwinnett Stripers baseball stadium. So that is the minor league team that feeds into the Atlanta Braves baseball system. And it's a really fun thing to go to. Now, fun fact, they used to be called the Gwinnett Braves, or the G Braves, as locals called it. And a few years ago, they changed it to the Gwinnett Stripers. And they said that the reason for making that change was the fact that so many people were getting this stadium confused with the big Brave Stadium all the way over in Marietta, which is an hour away. I don't see how that was possible, but
I guess. Now we have the Gwinnett Stripers. We have seen a lot of houses over in the Buford City School District area, but I want to take you to a neighborhood that's going to show you what it's like to be in Buford in the county, so Gwinnett County Schools. And this is a great neighborhood that's located more so on the north side of Gwinnett. And we're going to go to this house, but just wanted to give you an example. So we are almost 9 miles away from this house, and it's going to take us 20 minutes to get there. Now we are going north to the next exit in Buford, which is exit 8. So this is going to take us all the way up to the top of Gwinnett County, which is also just in the southern portion of Hall County. So Buford extends there as well. Now, one fun fact, if you are zoned or actually in Buford Hall County, your property taxes are going to be better than if you were in Gwinnett County. So essentially, Hall County has an effective tax rate of 0.9% and Gwinnett County is around 1.2%. So that's a significant difference. However, there's just a tiny little portion that is actually in Hall County. We are here in Morgan's Crossing, which is a fantastic neighborhood here in Buford. And one of the great things about this neighborhood is that all of the lots are really big. So you're going to get neighborhoods like this with larger lots that are older neighborhoods. So think homes built kind of like in the 90s, early 2000s. So you have a lot of great established neighborhoods just like this one here throughout Buford. Another great thing is that if you are looking for homes with, let's say, a finished basement, second driveways, this is going to be a perfect neighborhood here for you. Homes are going to range between 500 to 700,000, and you can check out this house that I have listed here right now to give you an example of a great home in Buford.
Buford has a little bit of something for everyone. Does it have something for you? Let me know in the comments. If you're thinking about making a move to Georgia, I want to be your real estate agent. And if Buford does not happen to be on the top of your list, there are plenty of great places right here around Buford. So if you haven't checked out these videos, make sure you check them out.